I want this to be as informative and helpful as possible. We are going to be focusing on alcohol inks. It's kind of a hot topic right now with Reinker launching their 2-ounce bottles, which is amazing because sometimes I hoard my favorite colors because the bottles are so, I think they're 0.5 fluid ounces. Yes, because they're so small. And so I am excited to hopefully get them soon. Some of my favorite colors, hopefully. And I thought I would share some of my favorite tips and techniques. I love using alcohol inks. So yeah, I want to say really quickly that if you are watching the replay, you will notice that I have put timestamps on the video. So if you are wanting a particular, technique or tip, I will have it on the video so you can skim through faster and you can know where to go. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And I will try to look up at the chat as I go, but I will leave to the end of the video if you have any questions. And I think that's it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to move these out of the way. So this is something that I did quite a while ago, but I have a video on this, how to use the Gilding Flakes, and that is linked in the description box. And I also created this quite a while ago, and I used resin on top, and I share how I did that as well. And that video is linked in the description box. And if you watch all the way through, I will link a short playlist with some more tips and techniques for alcohol inks as well. All right, I'm going to move those out of the way. And I was just playing around today with this here. All right, so if you are new to alcohol inks, what you need is some sort of glass mat. It doesn't have to be the media mat. It can be a cutting mat, just something that isn't going to stain because the alcohol inks stain everything. And you want to protect your work surface. And I am sorry for the glare for the light. There's nothing I can do about that. Also, you are going to need yupo paper. Let's see. Or any other substrate that you want to work on, a non-porous surface if you are just starting out. So I love working on these tiles. You can get these for pennies at Home Depot or Lowe's or any other hardware store. And these are great because you can wipe them completely clean. And if you are just starting out, it's nice. It's nice to kind of play around and figure out how the alcohol inks move because they are very unpredictable. And so it's nice to have something that you can kind of play around with. So I talked about yupo paper. There is different brands of yupo paper. I like this one, the Reinker brand, and also Legion, I believe is the name. I think it comes in a purple, depending on what I'm doing. And then also Reinker has these hardcore panels. I've tried to work on these. I'm still not the best with alcohol inks, so I tend to stick with the yupo paper because it's a little bit more forgiving than this. So you can also work on, Reinker has different papers and pearl papers and all kinds of different things. All right, so I'm gonna move these off to the side. And what I did was I cut down some paper, some yupo paper, and that way I can show you a few different little techniques first. And this is a great way to get more out of your paper instead of using a full sheet because yupo paper, as you know, is very expensive. Although I repurpose my yupo paper, if I don't like something, I just completely wipe it off, although there is sometimes stains that will happen. But for the most part, if I'm just kind of trying different techniques, trying to get the feel of the movement of the alcohol inks, then I will just wipe it clean and start from scratch. So that's a little tip for you as well, to cut down your yupo paper to little sizes to where you can kind of feel out the alcohol inks. All right. Oh, alcohol. So I like to use isopropyl alcohol, 91%. I really haven't played around with my alcohol inks in over probably about a year-ish, because everybody was buying the isopropyl alcohol and I couldn't find it anywhere. And you have to have it for when you're using alcohol inks. So I finally got my hands on some, and so I figured that I would play around. Also, blending solution. This is not a must-have, but it is recommended. I like using the blending solution because I find that you have a little bit more playtime when you use blending solution. And I do have a video on making your own blending solution. It's just glycerin and isopropyl alcohol. It works, but it's not exactly the same as this. So I am going to say hello. I see a bunch of people coming in. Where'd they go? Lori, Dawn, Carol, Kara, Kubler, I'm sorry, Kolbler, Farah, Carrie, Darby, Lisa, Trey. Let me see, Kim, Annette. All right, and I saw Glitter Grunge Greetings. If you are not following him, you need to go check him out. He's amazing with mixed media. Just wanted to put that out there. And he did a live, I think it was Friday, I believe, with alcohol inks. I couldn't stay the whole time, so I didn't see what he was doing. But so yeah. All right. Hi, Maisie. Thanks for joining. Oh, I'm so sorry, Christine. Hi, Michelle. Okay, get back on track, Tiffany. Let's see. Okay, so there is many different tools that you can use with alcohol inks. I had them all piled up somewhere. Okay. You can use this here. I like to call this a boogie sucker on steroids because a lot of people will use baby boogie suckers. This thing is so much more powerful. I am having a little trouble with my hands, but I find it easy. And obviously paintbrush. You can use, I like to have droppers on hand so that I can put some alcohol ink in these little plastic containers, and then I can pick it up that way. And also, if you want some other different effects, you can use a mini mister. I put isopropyl alcohol in there as well. And Q-tips, if you need to get in little areas. Also felt with a blending tool top. And let's see, I have some notes so that I hopefully don't forget anything. Oh, and also if you don't want to use the blower tool, then you can use either a hairbrush like this, which I absolutely love. I don't really recommend a heat tool like an embossing tool or even the Reinker heat tool. It tends to be too hot and then it dries the alcohol a little too fast. And I came across this tool. Somebody was using it on TikTok, probably I think it was April, the beginning of April. I had seen the video and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to have that tool because it's like it's a hair dryer basically, but see, it comes with like these attachments and stuff, but I haven't used it yet. It's been sitting in the box. We're going to try it out today. So this is going to be my main, because I know I like the hairdryer, the other hairdryer with the long attachment to it. So we're going to see how I like this one and then this as well. Okay, so these are the two things that I'm going to be using to move around my alcohol today. I'm going to actually plug this in since I have it out. And let's see. Yes, I said the droppers. What else? What else? Paper towels I like to have on hand. And okay, and let's see, that's kind of cool. Has a little, yeah. All right, and it looks like it has a low and a high. That's cool. And in the end, I'm going to be using some alcohol lift ink and some other, some techniques with stencils and stamps and different things. So hopefully this is going to be fun. I'm excited. I'm just excited. I haven't done a live in so long and I miss you guys. The hairdryer I found on Amazon. It is linked in the description box. And of course, there is many different brands. I forgot to say this. This is the first thing I should have said. There's different brands of alcohol inks. So there's Brea Reese, Artsy, Reinker, of course, and Copic alcohol ink. These are the refills, which, if I'm being honest, I absolutely love Reinker's alcohol inks, but the range of colors you can get by buying the Copic refills, it just makes my heart sing because there's so many different beautiful colors and shades and things that you can't necessarily get with just buying one brand. So that's why I have many different brands of alcohol inks. So yeah, these are all Brea Reese. I haven't used the Brea Reese ones much. The Artsy ones I used a little bit, but I tend to use the Reinker and the Copic refills the most. So, all right. And if you have a question, just do at Tiffany Solorio, because then I can see it quicker, or else it kind of gets lost. I just think that you guys are chatting amongst each other. So if you have a question that needs to be answered, or Karen's in here, or anybody else, it doesn't matter. If you know the answer, you can answer it. Yeah, it's the easiest way to get my attention. All right, so first, here's my notes. I can't lose my notes. We are going to just lay down some color on some yupo paper. All right, let's use these three colors, Pool and Laguna. Oh no, I don't want this. So when I run out of alcohol blending solution, I pop the top off, which is fairly easy. I just use this little tool here, this pokey tool, and then you can pop off the top, and then I fill it with isopropyl alcohol because I have a little bit more control that way. So I'm just going to lay a little bit right there. And just a little bit of Pool, not too much. And let's do Laguna. And let's do this one, Aqua. All right, here's the test. I think I probably added too much for this little space, but let's see. Ooh, that's nice, actually. Really nice. I have it on low right now. And it's not very hot at all, which is nice because you don't want it to be too hot, or else it's going to evaporate the alcohol too fast. Ooh, that's nice. I like that, actually. Oh, and I did want to mention, if you're scared of getting alcohol on your hands, like the alcohol inks on your hands, use gloves and always work in a well-ventilated area. I have a fan going in the back, kind of back by my door, just on low, and I will open my window once I'm done. But it is hot today. I don't know how hot, but it is hot today. So I'm not going to open my window because the AC is on. But anyways, just want to let you guys know about that. Don't want anybody passing out from the fumes. And if you are sensitive to the fumes, wear a mask. You know, all of the safety precautions that you can take. I live on the edge, so I'm just rolling with it. Okay, so I have some color down there, and let's see. Let's do a comparison from this. So that was the heat tool. Now we're going to do the blower tool. I'm going to add some color here, and we'll stick with some alcohol ink, or oh my goodness, the isopropyl alcohol. So this is Aqua, Pool, and Laguna. There we go. And we're going to take this. And I'm just barely squeezing because I don't want, sometimes if you squeeze hard, you can get like really funky lines, and I don't really want that. I want the alcohol to blend in with the isopropyl alcohol, or the color to blend in with it. See these lines right here? I don't really like those. And again, I'm not an expert, but I do love to play around. So that's what matters. And I think that alcohol inks, the medium, just when it is, I could do this all day. Just sit here and move the alcohol ink around. It's so relaxing to me. So of course you can add, I'm just going to add a little spritz. I think I heard this from Tim Holtz quite a while ago. I think it was last year when he did a live with alcohol inks. You don't want to put the blending solution in the mister because I think he said there's resin in it. And then I'm just going to spritz that there. So just a little heads up there. Yeah. Although this is good for certain different techniques, overall, I like the hairdryer. And I really like this one. So let's actually move these aside. And I'm going to add some of the isopropyl alcohol. A little bit of Laguna. A little bit of Pool. And Aqua. This aqua color is super pretty. It's not anything like the color on the bottle. All right. I'm going to use this one here and show you. So this one has this is linked as well in the description. So this has a nozzle. I like to use this also when I'm doing acrylic pours and things to move the color around and the paint around. So this one has a cool setting, which I like because obviously, again, the heat is going to evaporate the alcohol very fast. So I'm going to leave it on cool, put it on low. This is more powerful than that other one. But you could see hair dryer works amazing. You can take it off as well if you want more coverage. So for this works, but honestly, I am so excited that I found this. You know, I know I'm old, but I've learned so much crafty tips and stuff from TikTok. I shouldn't even be on there, but it's fun. All right. So this, space-wise, it's nice in my hand. It doesn't feel like, you know, oversized or anything, because the regular hair dryer obviously is huge. And so that's really nice. Okay, so took care of that. I love the look of the texture that you get from spritzing using the mini mister. Love it. Okay. Let's do, where's my notes? Ooh, this one's going to be fun. Okay, so we're going to move these aside, and we can always die cut with these, you know, whatever. There's so many different things that you can do with backgrounds. Hi, Gila. Hi, Karen. Hi. Oh, look, I messed up my background. Sorry, didn't say hello. Right, I'm going to move to a bigger piece here. And what I'm going to do is, right, Valerie? Yes. Glitter Grunge Greetings. I apologize. Ryan, I believe is your name. Correct me if I'm wrong. I am horrible with names. It'll take me a while. But yes, the hair dryer is amazing. I have actually, actually my most popular video on my channel is an acrylic resin pour for my first time. Horribly done. I apologize a million times because that's just in my nature. It was way too long. But yes, I do have them. I probably have something on everything. So, all right. Yes, we are going to do some smooshing. Okay, so I saw this. I can't remember what channel it was, but I had seen it somewhere a while ago. They used deli paper or something because it has like a wax on the back. I tried it. I didn't really like it using deli paper to smush, so I'm just going to use some plastic wrap. All right, so the colors we're going to use is Moss, Monsoon, and a little bit of Mushroom. Okay, put some wrap here. I'm just going to lay that on here and just smush, smush, smush. And then, of course, you can let this dry if you want all of those cool, crackles and things. And I'm just going to move this around. I guess I see now why they use the deli paper, because it's a little bit easier to smush it. But you know what? Let me see. Do I have some more deli paper? Let me grab a piece. I'm just going to take this and then just smush like this on top. The deli paper, the alcohol ink bled through. Not a big deal, but it is plastic on the other side. So if you have it, it works. If you don't want to use the plastic, I'm just going to lift this up. And I am going to use my heat tool just to move this around a little bit. Look at that cool effect. I didn't really do much. But let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Let's see. My computer needs a good clean, like I need my husband to format it. So it's working overtime because there's just so much junk on here. Okay, install later. So it's getting there. Sorry, you guys. I just want you to be able to see. There we go. Let's see if I... All right, it's a little bit better, right? Look at these colors together. Oh my goodness. Love that color combination. Love that. Okay. Let's do another one. And I'll show you the deli paper since I have it out. Take that, and let's do the same colors. Let's do mushroom. Just a little bit of mushroom. I love the monsoon and the moss together. All right, deli paper. And if you do use deli paper, make sure there's a waxy side and then more of the paper side. I'm just going to hold this. I don't mind getting the ink on my hands, but just for this. So you could see that it's starting to soak through. Okay. So then we will pull up. It soaked way too much into that deli paper or wax paper. I think there's one with a little bit more wax on it, so that might work. You know what? I have some alcohol ink still on here, so let's just, we're playing today, you guys. I need this today. And I thought, I miss my friends. I miss chatting with everybody, so let's go live. Let's just pat this down here. I'll let that sit just for a second. So while we're waiting, who has played with alcohol inks and who loves them? What do you love most about them? Tell me all of the things. I'm actually really loving this. Oh, there's a setting. Oh my goodness, there's a set. Maybe that's the temperature, I'm guessing. I don't know. I have to read the manual, but I think this might be the temperature. So if you need it hotter, which I recommend it lower. Yeah, this is really cool. All right. So this is a cool little background. Let me throw this away before I stain anything else. Ink lift, yes. Alcohol lift ink is so much fun. All right, let me grab my notes here. Okay, so we did the smushing. I don't want to spend too much time on each thing because I want to make sure that this is valuable and interesting for people watching later. All right, so now we are going to do alcohol lift ink. That was next on my list. Okay, so we have these. We have some alcohol lift ink Reinker. This is a must-have if you want to do techniques using alcohol lift ink. And my ink pad, I didn't listen to Tim Holtz, and it's dirty. So yeah, it's all my ink pads are dirty. I cannot do anything to not. I try and remind myself, but it's just a habit. I'm a messy crafter. So hi, Shannon. Thanks for joining. Hello, everybody that's just joining in. If you are just watching, not chatting, feel free to say hello. We don't bite, I promise. Everybody's super friendly, and I love getting to know you guys. So let's take You know what? I have these really fun Carabelle Studio art printing. What are these called? Rubber textures for gel plates. So this is more for gel printing, but I think it might be, well, maybe not this one because it will be backwards. No, never mind. Scratch that idea. I didn't get the one that isn't going to be backwards. So let's just do some script with this. So I did re-ink my pad because I don't even remember the last time I used it. So we're just going to ink this stamp up generously. And then just stamp. And stamp. And a little stamp. There we go. I'm going to get a paper towel so I don't stain my ink pad any more than it already is. And I'm going to let that sit just for a second while I do the next one. There we go. Okay. Then what you do is you take a paper towel and dab up. You don't want to wipe. When I first got this, even after watching I think this has been out for a few years now, the alcohol lift ink. Even after watching several videos, I did just swipe it and it just smeared everything, which you don't want. So you just dab up the excess ink. And this is different than isopropyl alcohol. I don't know what's in here. But it is different. Yeah. So I don't know what it's in here, but it's total, like if you were to put a stamp in isopropyl alcohol, it's just going to make everything just bleed out because the isopropyl alcohol is just going to move everything around. This kind of just lifts it. It's like a magic little ink pad for alcohol inks. It's amazing. Okay, so now that we have that up, I can now go in and wipe away more. Then you get, oh my goodness, the brightness. No one was yelling at me. Let's see. Are you guys? $30. There we go. Guess I should have just left that on. No, I think when it moves here, that's when it. Now it's a little dark, but okay. We'll work with it. Nothing I can do about that. And it's not even on auto brightness. I have it set to where I choose the brightness, but it still wants to do weird things. All right. So we did a little bit of stamping. Now we're going to take a stencil. And I love this numbers one. As you could tell, I have paste and paint and all sorts of different things on here. And we're just going to lay this down. And I'm going to take a blending tool with a clean, where did it go? Where is it? Just grab it. Okay. Hello, Concept, and welcome. You just joined the membership within the last day or two, I believe. So welcome, welcome. All right. I'm going to move this here. And what I'm going to do, can you hold? Yes, I can. It's not on autofocus, so it's not going to be too good, but you can see. And I will post things maybe in my stories or something later on. On Instagram. It's just Tiffany. So it's in the description. All right. So I'm going to put that down and I'm just going to dab a little bit of the alcohol Reinker. And then you're going to need a foam, not felt. This is different than alcohol again. So you're going to just take it and add a little bit to your brush here. And I have ink there. And then I like to dab. Dab, dab, dab. Maybe a little bit here. And then again, this is another great reason why you want to work on a glass mat, because you can add whatever you want to the mat and then you can just clean it up later. You should have seen my mat right before. There was so many things on here. So I don't use it often because it's not very good for when I do videos. So I don't use it that often. And it was just messy forever. All right, then you can start dabbing away that ink. Again, you want to make sure that you're changing the side of the paper towel as well, or else you're just going to smush all of that ink everywhere else. And you're just lifting away. There we go. And I'm going to do this one as well. We're just going to do the big 5 right there. Why not? I think it was last weekend. Was it last weekend that Tim Holtz did the live? Yes, it was. My days are blurry. I haven't had a chance to look and watch it, but I'm sure he had some amazing techniques to show. I was in San Diego, actually. Okay. And we just swipe away. Look at that. How cool that is. And to build up, that's how I did, where'd it go? This piece here. I did a lot of alcohol ink lift, and then I did some stamping with archival ink and splatters and all kinds of fun things. Oh, no worries, Carol. Concept, you put white paint. No, it's not white paint. This is an alcohol lift ink. So this is going to react to the alcohol ink that is on the yupo paper, and it's going to lift up some of that color to get like a ghosting effect. And I guess that's what it would be called, right? Kind of like a ghosting effect. All right, so here we go. Super cool. Okay. Let's do one more stamp. Let's see this one here. So I am obsessed with All in Create stamps, of course. And I have some of these little stars that I kind of just want to put places. So I'm just going to carefully, because yep, I smudged it. The yupo paper is plasticky. So if I push too hard, it's going to just slip, if that makes sense. Yep, there's another one. It's okay. There's another one. Okay. I'm going to take the paper towel again, lift that up. And then you can just, oh, I didn't see. There you go. You know, so funny because I always forget to use my micro distress glaze when I want to add splatters after I've done a distress background. And I don't know what it is. It's just one of those things. And I totally forgot to not swipe it, to dab it. But all right, so there's that. And then we can go in. So that's the alcohol lift ink technique. I have 15 minutes. Okay. Splatters. So this is always fun to do. So I'm just going to add some isopropyl alcohol to there. Take, where did my little paintbrush go? A little paintbrush. I think there's special paintbrushes for alcohol ink painting and stuff, but I'm not a fine artist in that sense. I cannot do anything other than just splotch down color. So I haven't really invested in the other paintbrushes. So this is just one that I don't really necessarily use, but it's clean. So I won't be using this for anything else. And I'm just dabbing in and going and splattering on some of the isopropyl alcohol. Then you can start to see, where is this good? Right there. There we go. And this is going to give you, depending on the size of your brush, the shape of it, it's going to give you different types of splatters. And the alcohol, or the isopropyl alcohol, dries really quick. So you can do more concentrated, like here. If I want a little bit more, I can just dab there. And then instead of tapping, I can fling it, get some really cool effects here. So hard to see. Okay. And I'm just going to heat this real quick, or dry it, I should say. Okay, should be good. Then if I wanted to, I can go in and make bigger drops with the dropper tool. Get these fairly cheap on Amazon. Let's see, drop there, there, break up that line a little bit, here, here. I'll break up that a little bit, this. And then you get kind of cool little rings. You can let that dry. Let's do high and see what happens. Whoa. Yeah, high is not the way to go. I'm going to do low. Low is the perfect setting. All right. Then, of course, you can go in with archival ink, stamp, some, let's see. Oh, that's right next to my microphone. Sorry, you guys. Let's do some stamping on top. So this is easy. And then of course you can do more stencil techniques and different things. I'm sure there's a million different things. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit here. More of that. Just going to do this little butterfly on this side. And carefully stamp there, just like that. Let's try to do the whole thing on this one. Let's see how that looks. Actually, I'm going to pull in a stamp block, which I don't do often. There we go. All right. Did I lose everybody? Did I lose my chat? No one's chatting. Did I lose it? All right. I'm going to stamp this here carefully. Stamp down because I don't want to smudge it. There we go. Look at that. Love this. And I can cut this down and add it to a card. Oh, hey, Peggy. Oh, you guys are all here. Just quiet. Mesmerized. I'm not doing anything crazy. All right. Let's get... Valerie, these colors are probably my new favorite. So I'm hoping that the 2-ounce bottles come in these colors. So this is Moss, Mushroom, and Monsoon. So that's these 3 colors. And I'm thinking, let's really quickly make a bigger piece so that I can do the same thing. Because I do have, I wanted to mount this one because I have another board. You get these at Blick Arts. And then you just mount your piece on top, and then I put the resin on top. But I wanted to mount that one on another wood panel that I had, this one, but I'm thinking I want to do something again similar like this. So cool. All right, so let me get a big piece here. So we're going to put it all together now, all right? Even though I kind of did in those other 2 little things. It said last weekend, mushroom will be in the larger bottle. Nice. 3 M's. I'm cooking dinner and listening. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm thinking same colors. Let's use the alcohol blending solution this time. And I don't know if we're supposed to shake this. Just lay some on. I like to lay a bunch on and then add my color. So, YOLO. Okay, so this is Monsoon. I'm going to add a little bit there, maybe a tad bit up here. I do like to work on larger pieces, whether it's a distress background or alcohol inks, whatever I like, whatever thing I'm doing, just because I feel like the stamping, the movement of the color, everything is more organic that way. And then you get kind of more, a little bit better look, in my opinion. Okay, then moss. Oh, the first stuff that I put down is alcohol blending solution, which you can also use just regular isopropyl alcohol. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more Monsoon. Then I'm going to take, I liked that smooshing technique. I'm going to take some cling wrap. You can also use, you know, a plastic packaging or whatever you have on hand. I'm actually going to use a little bit more on this side because there isn't much on there. Alcohol. Here just to make sure that everything is going to blend nicely or move out nicely, I should say. And take the cling wrap here. Oh my goodness, we're almost to 100. I should learn not to say that because every time that I say that, everybody leaves. All right. So if you could share this, that would be amazing. Share, 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 thumbs up, you know, all of the things. If you're the blending solution or if you use regular alcohol, it's going to be a little bit forgiving to where you have a little bit of playtime. But I do need another piece of that. This here, because this helps smooth it out. And we're going to move this way. Well, I probably talked way too much. So. You can always add more color. We need to. Have you tried pitch black? It breaks down in beautiful colors. Ooh, no. Look at that. Okay, and we're just going to lift this up just like this. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of the mushroom here. I want a little bit more concentrated color there. And then I'm going to add Monsoon here, a little bit here, and then that moss here. Then, yes, it's so cool. Then I'm going to add isopropyl alcohol around the edges. And then that will help when I am going to use the heat tool to move it around. So what I like to do is I like to move the, did I not put enough here? What's going on? There we go. This might be a total nightmare here. All right. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm talking too much. I'm not moving fast enough. Okay. So what I'm going to do, this happens often with me, is I just take my sweet time. So what I'm going to do is add a whole bunch of isopropyl alcohol. Then I'm going to go in with some cling wrap. And then smush that color back around. There we go. Then again, if you want to leave this to get all of those wrinkles and cool different effects, you definitely can. I'm actually going to lift this up like this. Okay, and while it's still wet a little bit, alcohol, I'm going to move it around just a little bit more. we need something in the center here. Okay, so let's do a little bit more blue here. And we'll do some mushroom here and here. A bit more here. Maybe a little bit of moss. There and here. There we go. And you know what? Let's spritz some alcohol. There, 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 there. We're just having fun, playing around. Then more plastic wrap. Get that color moving around. Maybe it wasn't enough. It's okay. I think this is going to look really cool. All right. Anybody crafting along with me or working on something? Ooh, look at that. How cool. Hi, Ingrid. How are you? I actually need a drink of water. All right, I've been live for an hour. I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll let you guys get back to your days. Crafting, yes. Okay, so I'm going to take my paintbrush. I love this effect here, and I'm just going to add some splatters. And drop that alcohol where I want some of the color to move around a little bit more. Splatters. Okay, move that aside. Trying to think here. What do I want to do next? Because I like the look of this. I think I'll treat it as one big background, like I was saying at the beginning, and then when I started this, and then we can cut it down and use it for card fronts. Okay, so we're going to go back in with the alcohol lift ink. I'm actually going to dry this real quick. There we go. I'm going to take the stamp. And stamp there. You've never used your alcohol inks, Ingrid? That's crazy. Like any other background that I work on, I want to make sure that everything blends really nice together. So as you could see here, there's some harsh lines here. So to get rid of that, because alcohol inks are so unpredictable, I don't want to add any more here or else I will lose this really light blue here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the stamp with the the lift ink and just stamp some of that script to bring those two together, if that makes sense. Okay. And then same thing up here. And maybe a little bit here. Okay. Let's go with that. I need to lift up whatever's there first before I move on to another stamp because I can't remember. Oh my goodness, Michelle. You know, I don't know when the last time I used this was, but it was still pretty juicy. My ink pad with the lift ink on it. So you're probably good to go. I can't remember where I put that ink. It's here, here. Well, hopefully you get it out and play with it. It's so much fun to use. The different effects you can get. Okay, I think I got, no, up here. And then now I can go in and take away that excess. There we go. Let me move this up. There we go. And you could see, even though it's crooked, it's going to all work out. But you could see how now, instead of it just being those harsh lines, you have this really fun script to kind of blend the two together. Okay, moving on to another stamp. Let's do this one here. Let me get another. This is numbers, and so now what we're doing is just adding layers to the background, different layers of texture. And then I'm even going to go in right on top of that other stamp that we did. Here, oops. Okay. You don't want everything to be uniform and looking super straight and perfect. At least I don't. If that's your thing, then definitely do that. But I like things to be a little bit wonky. It gives more character to the project. Oh my goodness, this piece right here over on this side, so pretty. This one, and, oh, and this right here. Bugs, yes. I cannot forget the bugs for Ingrid. Did have the butterflies. You know what? I'm going to actually do some stenciling. Move these out of the way. Actually, let me take this. So this has some alcohol still left on it, alcohol ink. And I want to create a little bit more texture with it. So nothing will be wasted. All right, so the blue here is, I'm going to try and do this best I can without messing it up. Okay, I'm going to put this just like this. So I kind of piled it up. And then there's a blue, some blue right here that I want to get on here. So like this. Again, smooshing. I don't really like that. Okay, that's okay. We'll do this on this side here. And just a tad bit there. Here we go. Not wasting anything today. Okay. Stenciling. Now I'm going to take a stencil. This is one of my favorites. Nicole, I don't even know when the last time I've been live. So that's probably why you haven't caught me, because I haven't been going live. All right. But thanks for being here. We are going to take, where's that Reinker? The alcohol lift ink refill, Reinker. Put some on there. We're going to take a foam top here. Just ink, 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 dab, dab, dab. And then we are just going to dab here. And that. And then I'm going to go in here. Just like this. Just a little bit, because I want to add a few different stencil designs. So then again, we're going to go in with the paper towel and we're going to dab it up. Can't remember where I put it all, so I'm just going to kind of dab up the whole thing here. I tried the Reinker rounded foam tips. I can't imagine, honestly, that they're any different, much different than the scrapbook.com ones. They look exactly the same. They have the hard part that separates the felt from the foam. Yeah, I don't know. But I could be wrong. All right. I'm loving this. Love, love, love. Okay. Whoops. And let's see. I'm going to add now. Yeah. Of course, Ingrid. Where else? All right. I'm going to add some of this stencil here. Okay, so this one's a really fun. This one's Tile Mania. And of course, I will have all of the supplies linked in the description box for you. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more here. Dab, dab, dab. I probably have 10 of this stencil. It's one of my favorites. So I really like to make a lot of texture in the background using the lift ink. And then like the things that I want more prominent, I will stamp with archival ink, whether it's the brown or black. And then of course, if I were to make a art piece, this one doesn't have a focal point, but I still really like this one. So I'm thinking if I do end up turning this into more of an art piece, then I can do a focal point. Okay. Dab, dab, dab. And of course, use what you have in your stash. Because you all probably have way too much, and getting it out and using it is always a good idea. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more splatters with the alcohol ink. I'm going to break up a little bit of this here. Okay. I'm going to dry this. All right, so we're getting there. So we can see here, I want a little bit, because if I do end up cutting this into pieces to use on a card, I want to make sure that every area is blended and flows really good together. So this area here, I need to add something. Down here is a little bit smudged from my fingers. And then here is one spot that really sticks out to me for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... what do I want to do? Let's take some of these little archival inks. I'm going to use Faded Jeans. These are stencils that I think are mint, and I pass them, and I fall in love with them when you use them. Aw. Yeah, everything. I'm the same way. I'm like, meh. And then I see somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely have to have that. And then more times than not, it'll sit in the stash and collect dust, unfortunately. But I'm going to try and change that. I don't know how well it's going to work, but it's an idea I have. All right. Which is the funny thing. I think that's so funny because I typically use the same things over and over and over again. So realistically, everybody should have like 5 things in their stash because I use the same stencils, same stamps, same colors. So yeah. All right. We're going to see how this works. I'm going to use Faded Jeans. We bought stencils based on a reason, and I use them. Oh, that's cool. You guys are funny. All right. I'm going to stamp this here. Be very careful. Smush down. Oh, I love that. Love it. Oh, did I not? It's just how it looks. Okay. So I don't want to add, well, maybe I'll add one up here because there's blue up there. Now I wish I had all the archival ink colors. That's so true, Ingrid. If you watch me for any amount of time, you know that you can make 5,000 different things with 5 different products, because that's what I usually do. I use the same things over and over again. Okay. We'll take this one here, stamp that here on the side here. Just like that. Let's see, what else did I bring out here? Sorry for the, no, I'm not going to use that one. Let's do this floral one. It's showing very muted on camera, but I'll have to post a photo or something on my stories because I'm going to heat set this real quick. Okay. I don't think I'll be able to finish this completely, but it's because I can't take my stamp tool out until this is dry, and it's not dry yet. So let's just keep moving on, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of brown stamping. This is ground espresso because I want to add, sorry, I'm like all over the place. So I want to add some floral here probably, and then I'll add a butterfly here. So that'll be kind of my focal point if I end up using it and mounting it and adding the resin and everything. So that will be an option. But for now, because the archival ink needs to dry, I can't do that just yet. And I will not be able to get a good impression. So I'm going to stamp a little bit over the butterflies. Because again, we want to make sure that everything is flowing really good together. Everything looks cohesive. Add over here. Ooh, I don't like that. All right, I could fix that later. All right. There. See if I add a little bit. There we go. There we go. Everything's fixable. All right. Let's do some more stars. Where did that one star go? Right here. And I'm going to use, I have so many here. I'll use black soot. Just because I know this one's a little bit, it's very dry actually. Too dry, I think. And I don't like those. All right. Let's do, I don't like the stars, but I think I might like this. This is I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. Okay. I think the black might be just a little bit too much. Maybe I'll add it on the edges and then yeah, I think it's just a little bit too dark for this particular piece here. So, well, I think we might be done just for now until this dries, and then I can move on to more of the focal point. But yes, this is, oh, you know what? Actually, it's not just yet because I wanted to show you. I am going to use some of this Bria Reese, what color was it? Bria Reese black. It's just the black ink. And I'm going to add some splatters with it. Actually going to dry this. I think that will tie in the black stamping that I did here. So yes, perfect. Here we go. And this is just the alcohol ink because I don't want to add the isopropyl alcohol or else that's going to make everything move. And I don't want it to move. I want it just to stay. So I'm going to add lots of splatters in this little area here because I don't like that star. And same thing here. Okay. That's good for now, I think. Until I move on to the next step. But yeah, that's it. It's been an hour and a half. I'm sure my family's like, you said an hour. They always say that. You said an hour. Let me heat this. All right. I like it so far, so I don't want to mess with it too much because I think sometimes when I start messing with it too much, I overthink and then I ruin it, and I really like this right now. So what I do is when I'm done, I will take a photo because then I at least have the photo and then I can share it if it ends up being a pile of mud. And then I can kind of play with it after, but at least I'll have the photo of proof that I did make it nice. If you haven't done so already, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, leave them in the comments. And if you are watching this replay, again, I will have a short playlist of more tips and techniques using alcohol inks. So be sure to check it out. And I want to thank you all for joining me. And I appreciate you all so much. And I will catch you later. Bye.